Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, into game number 3. Magic in the right-hand corner of the map, playing as Shenong. B, in the left-hand corner of the map, playing as Tezcatlipoca. B going to be opening up with his lumber outpost, going into his livestock pen, and probably also going into a gold scalpel, a crafts workshop as well. So he wants the super late advance with a lot of economy. Checking out the relics. We've got Huri's hunting bow, plus 5% there for the huntables from the villagers. In the center of the map, we've got Fur of Boit, which is a regeneration rate of plus 0.25 per second there for the healable heroes. Up on the top here, there's System of Bast, with the food wood gold cost being reduced for villagers, always nice. And finally, I don't see a 4th relic on the map. Nope, there it is. And Archimedes' Ledger for the siege, and Kinemetsin population usage -1. Now, this is looking like a very, very aggressive Giza. Gold mines in the right and the left of the map. Gold mines in the middle and the bottom of or basically in the middle of the map, and gold mines again to the right and the left. Who does this favor? Not exactly sure. Of course, the Tezcatlipoca, the scary part about playing against Tezcatlipoca is that fast heroic. It is that Jaguar Rider shenanigans with all of the myth unit spam to boot. That being said, Shenong does have some nice answers to that inside of, well, A, Pioneers with Halberdiers, and B, Jiangxia, as well as some Sages. Because if you can steal away at Titsamiddle, well, Titsamiddle beats Titsamiddle. If you micro it correctly, right? You steal a Titsamiddle, you use the special on the enemy Titsamiddle, it does stun them, gets a bunch of damage done. That's one way to go about it. Now, we did see Magic wanting to go 2 TCs as Fushi versus the Quetzalcoatl in game number 1, and obviously getting denied there. But that was a different story. It was 2 medium gold mines in your main base, and it was Quetzalcoatl. Can you do that here versus Tezcatlipoca? I don't know. And also on top of that, B, he plays his own game here. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go Millennial Xochitl and then go into a classical army here. I just wouldn't be surprised. He's done everything and anything to make things very, very strange, different, and difficult. Temple coming up for one of the more late classical ages you'll ever see. Lots of villagers making their way forward to jump onto the wood line as well. Super late advance here from B. Magic goes pretty quickly, so if he did want to go for a town center, he would be well in his right to make that happen as the Kimichin Spy. Well, that is going to be the Kimichin Dead rather than Spy, as it does get into this position, but I think Magic does see that, and it does need to get close. And there he goes. There he goes. Doesn't manage to stay in there. Tries to be sneaky. The Magic, he is switched on now. Got the military camps coming up, and the Wafu start bashing down that gold mine as the farms get stolen, and we will actually see those farms getting dropped down. Now, take a look at this. 1.01 food per second for the B villagers on the farms. 1.06 food here for Magic. Now, that's just because plow is in for free. B, he's not going to be able to get that plow and probably won't buy it, mind you, either. I could be wrong. Maybe he will. He hasn't pre-queued it, so maybe he won't, maybe he will. He can, but it just slows him down quite a lot as the arts are looking to get some damage in. But on the retreat for the time being is the Dow Swordsman going to be making their way across the map. Magic going to be looking for something similar to do that he did last time as another Shenong farm does get stolen away. It is going to be 5 favor, and it looks like he sacrifices a villager there for that favor. So he might want to drop the Shenong farm again. Which doesn't really make sense because he's got plenty of goats. But he gets the Teponartsli drums. And behind this, more Dows. on the way. As effectively, I think, all Magic wants to do here is keep B in the classical age. He's got a really, really nice angle in to hit this gold mine. And yes, there is a Kalpuli. Yes, there is a Shinekwe. But B not turning this into a turret here is limiting the amount of actual output that it's going to be doing. This one tower getting a decent amount of damage here. I wouldn't mind seeing Magic rotate around here and hit the temple rather than trying to force on the one open area. This is definitely a play that B is going to be enjoying. And there goes the towers. And that kind of will trigger potentially Magic to go for a town center here. Your opponent invests in watchtowers. It's not cheap. Might not be a terrible idea as the answer does end up getting picked off. Medium infantry now in as well as the villagers get pulled off the gold mine yet again. Onto the backside. These warrior priests are trying to come through, but I mean, the towers are getting some pretty decent damage here as with that 5 speed now on those warrior priests, he's starting to get some good value there. Picks off 2 pioneers. And now B, well, he's got to be thinking, I know a town center when I see a town center. There's got to be one. But Magic, he's still pumping units out. More Shinekwe on the way. It's an interesting decision from B. They are quite cheap. And of course, the warrior priest raids here are going to be somewhat of an issue as smoke traps are just getting dropped everywhere. If you take a look at the line of sight, you can see, nope, can't go there, can't go here, can't go here, can't go here without getting noticed as the pioneers do get spotted. Smoke trap triggers and that slows the pioneers down as well. As the Dow swordsmen are back and now B is very much safe. And he's very happy now to just go heroic age. Meanwhile, the Kwafu, well, they're going for the town center. Smoke trap will get triggered over here. It doesn't actually do any damage, but it does give B that line. No, it doesn't. It does give B that line of sight to see the settlement coming up as the Dow swordsman will split up here in an attempt to defend this whole kit and caboodle. One building getting thrown up over here could be really, really huge to get the lock off, but doesn't go for it. As the Kwafu going to continue trying to get this in. We do have the Prosperous Seeds farms going down there. I would have liked to see the Prosperous Seeds simply just getting dropped down on top of the Kwafu, so he's fine here. As the Lullaby comes in, these warrior priests do not do enough damage to take the settlement down, but he's getting good value here nonetheless. And off away from this position he does go. This here is so ridiculously scary for Magic. Magic has finished his home gold mine. A incredibly powerful heroic age is coming in. And the town center has only just finished. How do you deal with, as these warrior priests are just brutalizing the slow speed of these Dow swordsmen, how do you stop the heroic age timing attack here? There's going to be Jaguar Riders. There's going to be Sean one. Magic needs to be ready to build fire archers. He needs to be ready to get halberdiers in. Answer might be to place 50 billion buildings around here and get himself all of the tower attachments. Now, on top of this, the warrior priests, well, they can't get down the Great Temple on the front here, as the Dow swordsman will get a little bit of damage. And of course, the warrior priests push forward. They are getting that HP regen. It's only 0.3 per second from Fur of Boit. Huge value from that. As the Dow swordsmen are sitting in here, waiting, playing defense. No problems. We will see Rushol on the way. This is so terrifying. Rushol can be plenty of a reaction here. Really nice way to play. But a town center actually coming down from B instead. Which is, again, another very, very strange decision. All forward gold mines. You lose out on that power spike now, not going straight into a great temple, straight into those Jaguar Riders, straight into full pressure onto this position. But Town Center means maybe you don't need to put the pressure on. We will see the Starfall coming down. The Titsamiddle will join in here as Magic trying to take out all of the Warrior Priests first and foremost is the Kwafu. Will simply make that run. Can he pick off the Warrior Priest here? He cannot pick off the Warrior Priest. Not fast enough. There's no heroes over here at the moment either, as the Titsamiddle underneath the Town Center getting some pretty good damage done too. Now Magic will pull back. Do you have any towers coming in? Nope. Gonna have to garrison away. Pioneers getting built here as straight into the Town Center it goes. The Baihu is an answer actually for the Titsamiddle as well. As the Kwafu pop out and an attempt here at a ballet going up. Not sure I like this ballet. Cuts into the gold for Magic quite a bit. And onto this side comes the Baihu, but both Baihu and Titsamiddle trading. And the Titsamiddle does come out in front there as now the ballet is up. And this forward position is not going to be able to get mined from anytime soon. Onto the back comes the Imperial Academy. Can get himself out as Yang Xia immediately here as well. Villagers happily onto this Rhino. And B says, who needs to rush for the Jaguar Riders when you can just go straight into Eagle Warriors and we can get ourselves Jaguar Riders later? There is no rush. Huge damage on the forward gold mine. No gold remaining for Magic. Does he have a market? He does. He can sell resources for a little bit to try and pull himself out of this position. Charges forward. One sits the middle down. Pioneers onto the back. Jiang Xia there will be enough, and Magic can make his way forward onto this gold mine. He lives another day. Over onto this right side, simply just looking for gold villagers to kill, but B is in defense here. And forward, Magic comes. Very, very tense game here as the Fey Beast will get dropped down onto this. Of course, the Warrior Priests take this down pretty quickly. I don't know if I like that usage. Picks off a couple of units. Will leave a cheeky little... Does he leave it there? Surely not. He leaves the... How do you leave the Obsidian Shard? You just used the... All right. There's 2 Obsidian Shards here, actually. And they're both going to be Obsidian Butterflies. Another ballet for Magic onto the back. He basically needs, I would say, 10-ish heroes. Definitely needs some sages in. As now comes the Great Temple. And it looks like B, actually at full population, didn't get the double butterflies. A little bit of a not known too well option, actually. If you're full population and you have an Obsidian Shard, it starts cycling through different myth units. So if you really don't want a specific myth unit and you want a very specific one, you can delete houses or specifically be full population, rebuild the house on the unit that you actually want. You can do that. It's the White Horse Cav raids coming in over here onto this side. We do have the ballet up as Magic going to try and get forward here. Nice control with the White Horse Cav to try and make this happen, but he just doesn't have enough units here to actually trade into the Eagle Warriors. They're just going to keep shooting, scooting to all Billio. And here's the thing, right? You can make the Javelineers here. Javelineers are an option. But, of course, so too are the White Horse Cav. You just need a lot of them. Goes into the main base. In comes Magic as the villagers will simply say, you're fighting underneath towers and Town Center. I'm just going to turn around and shank you. And no kills. But Magic, he's kind of pulled himself out of the chaos that he was in. He does still have himself lightning weapons. Don't forget that. And there's no lullaby for B to counter that. So there is a very, very strong position here for Magic. But now the Great Temple is up. The upgrades are incredibly cheap. And B can go for that option. Or B can go for the Mythic Age. See another farms getting stolen. Of course, continuing to spam the farms around here is perfectly reasonable. Still no plow up, actually, for B. As I say, that's a question mark maneuver where that's concerned. It's now Magic on the way to the Mythic Age. Of course, there are a handful of Warrior Priests, but if Magic can snipe those before he hits the Mythic Age, then all of a sudden, this dragon is going to dominate here. Lightning Weapons is also going to be a really strong usage as he dives in onto this side. The Butterfly will send the units flying there as the unit's going to continue to charge forward. Can Magic actually get any serious damage here or not is the question. Answer is no, he cannot. B retreats. And Magic needs to just be very happy with the fact that he is getting a Mythic Age in here. Pulls back to his ballet, spreading out. B continuing to be aggressive. Again, all Magic needs to do is take out those Warrior Priests, and those Eagle Warriors will look very, very weak. Magic trying to continue this delay of this game. He's not got a whole lot of gold here is the big problem, though. Needs more gold income. Only 6 villagers on gold. Of course, they are Kwafu, so it's more like he's got 15 on gold, but still struggling to hold against this big power spike. It's not even a power spike, just big timing that B's got. The Taltier is another option here that can actually be incredibly powerful. Eats up one Jaguar Rider. That's kind of a big deal. Utilize that special onto the ball of Eagle Warriors. Could be gigantic here. Now seeing Baihu getting created as the unit's going to charge forward onto this position. Kwafu dying onto the back there as the Taltier gets sent flying. Huge damage coming in. The dragon up onto the top. Qinglong here getting some more damage in. Huang Di almost pops. And those Eagle Warriors are incredibly low HP. There's not many heroes left in here either. In comes the dragon as it's going to start getting those Eagle Warriors picked off. Magic needs a little bit of micro here as there goes the spread formation as the Eagle Warriors now have to pull back, and Magic does survive that push for the time being. That's continuing the damage. In comes those Eagle Warriors. Magic trying to get himself up a ballet over here. The smoke trap is through there to boot. There's this one Yinglong. I mean, it doesn't move quite as fast as the Warrior Priest. Oh, not the Warrior. Well, it doesn't move as fast as the Warrior Priest, but doesn't move as fast as the Eagle Warriors either. But now, in comes the Tiger Cav. Tiger Cav should be beating the Jaguar Riders. Should be beating the Eagle Warriors. B needs to make some sort of a concession to the fact that this unit's being made. Plowmani Spearmen, they're an option. And the other thing is, Lei Zhu's Silk to come through. Well, that's going to be a big deal as well. So the ballet is up. B does see that ballet. And this secondary or third gold mine is looking like it's going to be one for Magic here. As B makes his way around onto the side. The Baihu, got to be careful here with those. They'll die incredibly quickly. And, well, I said be careful, and Magic was not careful. And they do die incredibly quickly. They dive into the middle here. They get some damage on that special, I think. So I don't think they get much on the dive in. I think it's just a displacement. So the Baihu both die. More upgrades coming in. Zhuan Yu's Bloodline. Gilded Shield's not in yet. That's probably why those Eagle Warriors have been doing so well, as into the corner comes the heavy white horse cav. They spot this random Great Temple that B's trying to put up. He's got the gold mine secured on the right side now. Magic pulling back ever so slightly. Lots and lots and lots of food for B though. Not the gold. He needs those gold mines secured. As the Hundun comes in and just smacks that obsidian butterfly. B going to be pulling back. It's a little bit of calm for the storm here. As that Yinglong does come forward. It's going to be getting smacked by those Warrior Priests. I don't know what Magic is doing. Throwing away all that HP. Charge in first with all the other units to take out the Warrior Priest and then fly the Yinglong forward. has to be the idea. As the Hundun comes into the backside, more warrior priests needing to come in. Yinglong does manage to stay alive, so does the Qinglong. As those warrior priests not looking so powerful now that we're moving into the 21st minute mark. B, however, town center on the side. And the most important thing here in this game looks to me to be the fact that that back gold mine on the right side needs to be secured by Magic very, very soon. In comes the Yinglong, in comes the Qinglong as well. Not getting that special onto the back line there as the micro continuing. Now we will see that concession being made. Slalmani Spearmen are starting to come through. Now Magic needs to start thinking, well, do we just go into Dow's? Or does he have to make some fire archers? Onto this side, though, the Obsidian Butterfly comes in. Some big damage onto that one as the Yinglong slowly going to take that down. But luckily for Magic, he does have himself the very important survival equipment. And the Obsidian Butterfly does end up falling. The Tlaumani Spearmen, though, they are looking incredibly powerful for the moment as the villagers will sneak into the town center. Town center up. Onto the backside, this warrior priest charging forward. Yet again, another Obsidian Mirror cast. As B wants to get another farm in. B now going straight after the town center as Magic needs to make that transition into Dow's, into... I don't know if you want to go into Fire Archers, but the Yinglong now is down. Now, of course, another option here for B is to make Sean ones here as the villagers going to continue their garrisoning ways here. Dow's charging forward. Yinglong here is going to be getting taken out as the special not up to utilize on that backside. More Dow swordsmen coming through, however, and now these Salmani Spearmen, even though they're at heavy, they are kind of winning, but there's more units to charge in here on the backside as Magic does need to get that sorted. He gets a really big Jutsu in here as well. If you can control that onto the backside, it's going to be really strong, but this unit does get taken out quickly by those warrior priests. Great control from Magic yet again, and B is on the retreat here. This side map, this needs to be more than just mined out. It needs to be secured. Why? Because this map and this game looks to be heading into trade territory. Magic here says, I've got the advantage. Let me charge in here. The big Jutsu on this side as well with that special, not even a special ability, just the normal attack. Hitting villages here, trying to get it onto the back. Eagle Warriors will get the special down, but goes down, but not before. A lot of Eagle Warriors do end up losing their lives. Does Magic have what it takes to get through? We've got a Mythic Age coming through. Miklan on the way. That's going to be another huge moment for B here in this game because he's going to start getting himself some incredibly powerful myth units. I'm not sure if this brings the Owls or the Tunkalachus. I think it's the Tunkalachus. So maybe it's not as powerful as you'd think. But there's going to be a bunch of power spikes to come as pushing off of this gold mine is huge, but there's still plenty of gold behind this for B. There's Magic now going to start knocking down the Great Temple. Over onto this side, the Wenzhong comes in. A little bit of distraction action. Gold mine over here about to be expired. Magic does have his market started, so the trade route is coming in. In comes the Mythic Age. As Miklan Tekutli is through. This is the volcano. I don't think you ever want to use the volcano defensively, but he could think about trying to push through this army and dropping it over onto this side, dropping it onto a town center, dropping it over here. Lots of different options. And now in comes the Precious Bones, which will make these Eagle Warriors even stronger. Very cheap, but you have to keep microing them non-stop, which is... it's not exactly a problem, but it's a pain because you need to be doing other things as well. Taking up your APM on that is tough. As in onto this side, Magic comes through. He's looking for kills onto the farmers there. There's upgrades to come through. Magic does need to pull back ever so slightly. Still doesn't quite have himself the fortified town centers in, so a bit behind. Both players a bit behind on that population. As in comes the Heavy Shorn ones. And of course, fire archers will be needed for Magic. He doesn't have any upgrades for the more machine workshops on the way. It's the Sean ones. Well, they're an amazing answer to all things Dow Swordsman. Now the Obsidian Shard on the way. And this here, this is the Soul Guide. Now you can steal that Soul Guide away, but this is just a ridiculous... Why is he leaving it? Please attack it. Is he going to be able to? Is he going to be able to kill it? It's very, very tanky. Okay, he kills it because he's at full pop. All right, it's fine. Now we finally see Chinampers coming through Fortified Town Center's Necklace of Eyeballs as well, which makes those heroes even stronger. I have been seeing people utilizing the other technology in this as well, which is, I can't remember what it's called, but it makes the hero, the Tejipler, explode. 38 favor, 20... Sorry, 38 food, 20 favor for that one. Very cheap with that Koyal... I can't remember what it's called. Koyalski Stone? I can't remember what it's called. Anyways, Magic pulling back. Fire Archers coming through. As the Sean ones will... I'm surprised to see B retreating here. But with B running out of gold, Magic running out of gold, well, this game is, without question, going into the very, very late stages. And the big issue here for both players is, well, you don't want to throw an army at this point. Magic's got really, really cheap units inside of Dow, inside of the Javelineer, inside of the Halberdier. B's units, Champion Sean ones, 45 gold. Eagle Warriors, 45 gold. He does get some resources back when he loses those, right? How does it work? He gets 15 wood back. That doesn't really help. Walls coming up onto this side as well, as, of course, very, very important to keep that trade route alive and well. But a little bit on the slow side there from Magic. Luckily, B turning as the army of Magic says, let's go. Fortified Town Center looks like it will be falling. Still just the medium fire archers in for the time being here for Magic. This Zhu Chu can make all the difference here as well to take out the Champion Sean ones, because they like to bunch up when they fight. And of course the Eagle Warriors on the way, and here comes the Incarnate. That's not going to help versus the Zhu Chu, but it's a scary unit nonetheless. As Magic is going to try and retreat, but the full wall is up. His army is going to be getting caught out of position. That being said, Fey Beasts is open here for Magic to use if he wants to, or a lightning weapons. But Magic runs back here. Turns in. He's trying to take out the Great Temple. This is not what Magic needs. Throwing away units at this point when you don't have a trade route. Well, he does have a trade route, actually. He needs to be making this trade, not dropping that God Power, not dropping that Fey Beast onto the Eagle Warriors. That's a head scratcher. Not able to kill off the Great Temple either. While this is all going on, little cheeky raids onto all the food villages over here as B, simply put, just going to continue chasing this army around. There are now the Poctocatl caravans coming through. A little bit on the late side from B. B's out of gold. One good fight here from Magic. One army kill from a Fey Beast God Power is all Magic needs. Drops the special onto the back line. Big amount of damage there onto those Eagle Warriors. Still not dropping the Fey Beasts onto those Eagle Warriors. I don't know what he's saving the favor for. I mean, Hundun are fantastic. Another Qinglong. There's obviously also this Volcano that can be dropped at any point. As the army from Magic continuing to distract. Do see a little bit of an attack over here. Of course, 3DB's also got the Great Temple sacrifices to come through as the Sean ones charging it onto this army. Fire Archers shooting, scooting back here. I don't think 3DB can afford to throw the units away either. And this is looking like a good fight for Magic. As B now retreating, he does have himself also these very strong Obsidian Chinookways in his army that dive for those Obsidian shards, mind you. So I love that idea in the late game here from B to continue making those. We'll see if it's going to work out for him. And obviously B here, he's got How many mark? He's got 7 markets up. That shows you how important this trade route is. There is a big timing, though, for Magic. Magic's already got 47 trade caravans. Of course, his villagers now idle. He can start looking to put side builds in onto this other side, though, while looking to push through here as well. Another Tajipla does get converted. Sitting inside of the bush here, ready to jump in to get some damage as the lightning weapons does get dropped down. There goes the volcano as Magic is going to start getting sent around. He doesn't even bother trying to retreat from this. It's a little bit too difficult. And in comes the fire ceremony. So big god powers are going to be coming through, or a mass amount of myth unit. Now, I don't believe B has... He does have the Tunkalachu. I don't think that costs gold. Never mind. All of his myth units are costing gold. So the volcano comes through, erases the army of Magic. Well, Magic now going to charge in here to try and take this town center down. This is the important part. Both players... The important part is the right side and the left side of the map, where that corner is, where that trade route is. B hasn't put the market just yet into the corner, so his trade route's a little bit less powerful, as we will see Mythic, which makes the Sean one even more powerful here. I haven't seen that come through very often, but you do need it versus the Dow Swordsman, as Magic is almost just going to be ignoring this army here as he continues to stream units over here. The wall's getting targeted onto this side. Magic needs to look to defend this somehow. Of course, this backline of Eagle Warriors is so obscenely low HP. And in comes the Starfall. So much favor in the bank right now for B, but I don't think Magic is going to care all too much about a Starfall and a couple of tits and middles here. He does also have himself the Janked Seer. Does he have heroes? He does have a Sage there as well that can steal these units away. Titan Gate now coming down for Magic. He's got all the advantage in terms of economy here. But putting up a Titan Gate, well, is that going to be the right call? Because it gives a lot of time back over to B to start getting his own trade route sorted. B needs to fill up the rest of his population. He's going to be going into the Tlalmani Spearmen to deal with these Tiger Cav. On the backside with all those fire archers, it should be fine to deal with this, but mixing in those warrior priests obviously really good, and just continuing to build Tajipla and having that explosion effect. It's very, very strong as well. There's obviously another lullaby to use, potentially another volcano in 90 seconds to drop down. He wants to sacrifice for it. We do see a little bit of an attack over onto this side from Magic. He's got the Q fully set up. He's got eco for days. Double-checking armory for both players. They've both got fully upgraded armory, just no burning pitch. Not the most important of technologies there. As the Axe Guard can come through now. Siege is the answer to Obsidian Shards. They only have 10% crush armor. So if you want to take those down quickly, well, you can easily kill them. There's so many Obsidian Shards here. 14 HP does go down. But ignoring them, I don't think ignoring them is the right call. Maybe it is. I don't know. Is Magic gonna... Like right now, what's he getting? There's a Tunkalachu. There's a Soul Guide, Tunkalachu. Now the Spearmen are in. And of course, the Spearmen low on gold cost, so easy to spam. But also, we do have the Poctocatl Caravans up to 60, so no gold issues anymore. And up comes the Titan from Magic. He's got a Titan by himself. But this makes things scary as well on the side of Magic, because this means he has to use this Titan really, really well. Magic pulling back. Of course, these Spearmen are going to melt to a Titan, but there's not a whole lot of population here for Magic to use. He can very easily delete some units here, some villages here if he likes. Villages on the way forward, or he can go into what he likes. And I've seen this from Magic time and time again. But full towers, full ballet, and a incredibly tough to kill situation. We do now finally see the Fey Beast, but B with the split there, dodges the trail. I guess that's why he didn't want to drop the Fey Beast before. The respect, too big, as in comes the Titan. to take out the fortified town center. B trying to get his own Secret of the Titans in. He doesn't have the favor at the moment. As in comes the ballet. And those warrior priests are melting this Titan. Magic needs to get on top of them. You cannot allow that Titan to just get smacked down for free. But he kills the town center off. That shuts off the trade route. Magic also charging in with the peasants. He's going to be getting a lot of towers up. A lot of ballets claiming this town center as the Bokta cattle caravans now moving up to the top side for not very much effect at all. But the Titan's already down to half HP now. As Magic moves it away from his army. I've said this a billion times. But you want your Titan to work with your army, not by itself. This is exactly what you want if you're playing against a Titan. As B will clean up the town center. Sorry, Magic will clean up the town center, but he is going to be losing his Titan here. Town center up for Magic. It might not matter. B doesn't have any wood here, funnily enough. He can buy the wood if he really wants to, but he doesn't have the favor either. As the Titan tries to pull away, but it's going to be going down. But Magic does get himself this town center advantage. 260 to 210 population. Magic pulling up to the top. Titan is going to kill off the walls, but it's not getting to safety. And now B will be able to pull back in here. And the big issue, so to speak, is if now B can get himself out of Titan, well, can Magic beat a Titan? As Shenong? Kind of? We'll have to wait and see. Because B here, he's got a ton of myth units in queue. He's got 6 temples. All he wants is the myth units. I think he needs a Titan here. $260 pop to $210 pop is a huge difference maker. Magic trying to get his own heroes out. Wenzhong in queue. Sage coming through. More towers to come in for Magic. He's got all the resources in the world. Tiger Cav in queue. Top side of the map. Not really much happening here. I would have liked to see some side attacks with axe carts and things like that, or potentially a Tauntaun smashes coming in there as well. Magic. Guard towers up. More pushing into the middle. I mean, these two are absolutely and unequivocally delivering in the first series of today. There's the champion Eagle Warriors. These are going to be going down onto the back. Obsidian shards getting cleaned up. Soul Guide here. That's going to go down as we've got another ballet coming through. And I don't see it for B with the way that he's approached trying to pull this game back. He is just going to slowly lose the map, lose the position. Still seeing more Jaguar Riders coming. I mean, he could make some Tauntaun smashes to kill the town center. Of course, they are a unit that China technically struggles against because they don't have a counter infantry hack damage dealing unit. There's another lightning weapons to come through from Magic as he is happily going to be spamming those non-stop throughout this game. The Ahuzotl are in, but they will fall. With the Wenzhong through myth units, they get taken out, get stolen, and they also do get stunned as well, I think, from memory. So the Sage no longer stuns, but Wenzhong still has his stun. But this game has been so close. There's been nothing between these two players in this game, but except for a Titan, basically. That's the big difference maker here. I think if B got his Titan out, maybe this game would be still equal. And we would be sitting here for another 20 minutes. But Magic is in... Oh, now the Taunted smashes it through. The Taunted smashes it through, but they aren't... Oh, that's a Shaman, excuse me. Main base, however, is going to be going down. As in comes... I think that was a sacrifice in the Great Temple. I don't know where, though. There should be some more myth units coming in, but there they are. And now the Kwafu happily wandering in to take the town center. And game 3, I can't say it's going to go any other way than Magic's here. It just looks too brutal. There's nothing else that Magic... There's no other weaknesses here. The only weakness is that this fortified town center might fall to some content smashes. That's it. And with a 5th town center about to come through, the Kwafu might fall here. Unfortunately, but he's still not using the turret form. It does really make these a lot stronger. What does it actually do from an extra 3 DPS from base plus point? Well, an extra 50% damage, I should say. Now it's 5 town centers to 1 town center. Coyote Warriors coming in as an attempt here. And that will be B tapping out. A mammoth game 3. Could have gone either way. Honestly, could have gone either way. Nothing between these two guys, these two in this game. Almost a gold star from 3DB early. Magic fought back. Almost a gold star over on this right side from Magic. B fought back. And just back and forth, non-stop. What a fun game. All right, guys. It's still match point for B. But Magic has proven that he can compete here. He didn't make any massive mistakes in this game, though. There was some questionable talent center grabs. There's definitely some options here for B to find a gold star, but he didn't want to go for the all-in. Instead, we got a 40-minute game. Let's jump back to the draft and see what they're going to pick for game number 4.